Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because it is going to be my first update in my rolling project 10 pan for 2021. If you guys missed my introduction, I will leave that video linked down below, as well as links to all of my other project pans that I'm currently working on. I'm currently doing the Deck of Panning project pan, Partners in Cream, and Pan Those Eyeshadows. So if you guys want to watch some more panning content, go check my description box after you finish this video. But if you are interested in seeing my progress for the first month of January on the products that I've been working on, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you love project panning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's just jump into this update. Okay, you guys, so overall not like the most exciting progress, but we have some progress, and I have one new pan to share, and I'm going to be rolling out one product and swapping it out for another, which I will save for the end, obviously. Duh, why would we ruin the surprise right away in the beginning? Like, no. Let's start with a not so exciting why can't I ever figure out what word I want to say? Not so exciting product. This is the Smashbox LA Lights. I'm just laughing because this palette is so old and I've tried to pan this so many times. This was one of the first like blushes that I owned in my collection, so I wanted to go with a blush palette, and naturally, like, I thought like the brightest pinks would just be perfect for me. So currently I am working on panning the highlighter shade in here. I did weigh, so I am doing weights, and I realized I shouldn't be doing ounces, I should be doing grams. So the introduction, this weighed 2.9 grams. It still weighs 2.9 grams, but 2.9 ounces. 2.9 ounces. Is that ounces or is that 2 pounds and 9 ounces? See, this is why we need to do grams. So I have now weighed it in grams, and it is currently 82 grams. No pan on this. I used this a couple of times. I even popped it a little bit on my cheeks today. I feel like I am really close to pan. Like, I honestly feel like I'm going to be just surprised when I do hit pan. But I feel like if I were to just focus on this a little bit harder this next month, or in 2 months' time, I definitely could have pan on this. I am going to try and at least wear down this shade throughout the year too. Probably more when we get to, could you guys hear my stomach growl? I'm so freaking hungry. We're gonna have spaghetti after this. Anyway, I do want to work on this shade more in the summertime because I do feel like at the end of the year, this has been in my collection at least 5 to 6 years. I think I'm going to finally say goodbye to this. It's hard because I really enjoy this shade, but as of right now, I do plan to declutter this at the end of the year, so it'd be nice if I could hit pan in 2 shades. That would be super nice. Next up, we have this Touch in Soul primer, and this thing keeps playing me. Like, this has been sitting upright the entire month. I've used this maybe like 5 times. This is where I had marked it, but as you can see, like, it's lower down here, higher up here. Let me see if I can give you like a good, so I don't know really where we are at with this. This weighed 3.4 pounds. Pounds or ounces, whatever. It was measuring in ounces, 3.4, whatever it is. I'm decent at math, but when it comes to like metric, like ways that we are measuring things, not the best. But this now weighs 97 grams. My goal is to finish this. I am now working on the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer, which is also a pore filling primer. I'm working on that in my Deck of Panning project pan, so I'll kind of have to bounce between the two of them. I have gone through a full jar of this in the past, and I actually went through it quicker than I anticipated. So I'm hoping in a couple of months this will be ready to roll out. Okay, some more progress that isn't that exciting. So from Bite Beauty, I rolled in, or in the introduction, I included the Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. I have mine in the shade L15, which is just way too light for me. Even when I'm not self-tanned, this is really light. So I used this a couple of times last month to mix in with a deeper foundation shade to lighten it up. I don't mind this foundation. It's definitely not a favorite. I thought I was gonna like this a lot more than I do, although I would be curious if I had this in my actual, like, a shade that matched me well, that I am not constantly having to mix with other foundations, would I like it more? This is something I could see myself repurchasing out of curiosity, and then hoping that things went well and I ended up enjoying it. But this is going to take me forever to finish because it is so light that I never feel like I can use this just on its own. So when I rolled this in, it was 1.2 ounces. We're just going to say ounces and you guys know what I mean. And it is 33 grams as of this update. I really could not move. I really couldn't move where I have this marked at all. Oh boy. Oh, now we're making a mess. Oh no. That's gonna be messy the next time I open it. Let's move on to some, not exciting progress, but progress. So my Bite Beauty Change Maker powder, you will notice that this, I have really expanded the pan on this when you compare this to the original photo. This I don't think has changed in weight though. Where are we? Bite Beauty. The powder weighed 1.9 and still weighs 1.9. It does weigh in now at 56 grams. I feel like I may have to repress this. I was waiting until this update to actually repress it. If I do decide to repress it, I'll take a picture before and after, but it's getting harder for me to like get an even coating of this on my brush. Sometimes I will take the little like puff that this comes with and run it around the circles and really tap it around my nose just to set my nose or to set like the lower half of my face, in hopes that with the masks it won't completely coat my mask. My makeup won't completely coat my mask the first few hours of the day, but definitely some nice progress here. Very excited and think that I could probably have this rolled out in like 2 months time. Next up, I'm just going to share my Tarte blush in Party. I'm being cruel to myself and giving myself the goal to finish this year. As you can tell, I already have a pan. I had a pan when I introduced this. When I rolled this in, it was 0.4 ounces. It is weighing in at 11 grams. My lid has broken off, which is just so enjoyable for me. I do still have quite a bit of powder, I feel like, on like the edges, but definitely making progress. I did use this a handful of times this past month, and I recently repressed my Hourglass Mood Exposure blush. That was a mini. I definitely had pan on that, but you can't really tell because it's a waffle pan, so kind of takes away the fun of hitting pan on a blush because I had no idea. I have barely any of that blush left, so that is going to be an empty very soon. And if I were to finish this, that would mean I finished 2 blushes, 2 powder blushes, which I truly never thought finishing 1 powder blush would be something I was capable of, and I could finish 2 minimum this year. So we're gonna keep chugging away on that. And then speaking of blush, I also have a liquid blush that I'm working on. This one is from Milani. This is their Cheek Kiss liquid blush in the shade Wine Glow. I forgot to mark this before I started filming, but I would say I'm to the top of the L now. I definitely have made some progress with this. This does still weigh in at 0.5 ounces, which is what it weighed in at the introduction. It is 14 grams. Hopefully weighing with grams will show more progress, but I definitely have used this, and when I remark this, which I will, you guys will see, like, if I bend this over right now, it's definitely below where that line is by just a little bit. So that's really exciting. This is one I would love to finish this year, but it is a deeper color, so I really feel like I can only see myself really using this one in the winter months and then come the fall again. So this is something that I may roll out at the end of March and just hope to be like maybe halfway through it, and then it's something that I'll roll back in towards the end of the year. My Ilia Concealer, I'm going to mark. I'm hoping you'll be able to see where this separates. So I am going to mark this. I've used this some. This is not my favorite concealer by any means. It's definitely it's very thin and does not offer much coverage at all. So if you like a concealer with barely any coverage, I would recommend the Ilia Concealer. This weighed in at 0.8 ounces. It's still at 0.8 ounces and it is at 23 grams. I will again mark this, so hopefully we'll be able to see more progress with the markings come next update. Next we have my Charlotte Tilbury mini lipstick. When you guys see my makeup rehab update, which will be coming I believe on the 8th, it's either the 4th or the 8th, I finished so many lip products in the month of January. You guys are gonna be so proud. This is not one that I have finished, but this is how much I have left. I don't know why I did not make, oh, I did make a marking. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'll show a picture of the marking and we'll see that this has gone down a little bit. I'm someone who, the way that my lipstick wears down is very like angled, like very angled. So I feel like when you get to the bottom, then it goes really, really quickly. because it's not necessarily like it has such an angle to a point. If I don't feel like I'm making any sense, but if this was like flattened out, it would show more progress. I'm gonna quit. This weighed in at 0.1 ounces, still 0.1 ounces, 6 grams of product. Next up, we have my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I should have marked this as well. I'm literally failing, but I have made pretty good progress on this, considering it's an eye primer and you need the littlest amount. So I'm about, okay, let me put this on. I'm about to the, where am I? To the R now? Like if I didn't have this in, I would be right about to the R. So I will mark this. This one weighed in at 0.4 ounces, still weighs in at 0.4 ounces, 13 grams of product. I have a feeling this is going to take me at least probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 months to finish, just because I need so little of this. I don't love this like I once thought I did. You guys know I prefer my Kat Von D. It doesn't have any pigment to it or any opacity. This one just makes my eyelids look dry. I just feel like it dries my eyelids out. So not a huge fan of that one. Really excited to work that out of my collection. And then the 10th and final product, the product I hit pan on, is my Ilia Bronzer. And when I rolled this in, you could basically already see the rings. You guys will see when I show the pictures, you could see the rings. So I knew I was close to pan on this one, and I have a pretty significant pan. I have been wearing this one quite a bit this past month. I have it on my face today. I feel like my lights, I gotta figure my lights out, but I feel like I'm looking exceptionally warm toned today. So we'll see how it actually looks when it's on my camera. But really excited to have hit pan on this. Now, what I'm thinking I want to do this year is cycle through my bronzers until I hit pan on 4 bronzers in my collection, and then I'll start circling back to each powder bronzer and trying to finish them up. I'm hoping I could maybe finish up 2 powder bronzers this year. That'll be my goal, but then hit pan. We'll hit pan on 4 total, finish up 2 of those, and then still have pan on 2 more powder bronzers. Fingers crossed, that's my goal. So we do have a nice pan on this, but I'm going to put this away for the time being. Again, I will circle back to this and we'll try and finish it in this project. But I was trying to figure out which bronzer I wanted to work on next to hit pan on, and I was going back and forth between my Fenty Beauty Into Sun bronzer as well as my Lawless bronzer. But I settled on the Fenty bronzer simply because this is a lighter shade, and the Lawless one definitely works best on me in the summertime. I reached for that one a lot last summer, so I'm gonna hold out on that one until we reach the summertime. As you can see, like the logo in the middle of this powder has already worn off. I love this bronzer, something that I would definitely purchase again, both in this shade Into Sun, which is the lightest for when I am super light, and then I think I would also purchase another shade for when I'm self-tan, because this is one of the smoothest, most buttery soft bronzer formulas. You guys know I also love the Charlotte Tilbury, but I would definitely have both in my collection, and I am really hopeful that maybe next month we could have a pan on this one too. But for sure, I feel like 2 months time would be all I need to have pan on this one as well. So I will weigh this one after I finish filming this so that we have the weights for next update. But that is going to wrap it up for today's project pan update. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Are you currently working on any products? Are you doing a project? Are there any products you want me to include in my project pan? Leave me your feedback. I would love to know. Other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video, for supporting my channel as you always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.